You ever catch yourself doubting your decisions? Second-guessing everything you say or do? That tiny voice in your head that whispers, "What if I'm wrong? What if I fail? What if I'm just not good enough?" Yeah, that's the trust issue no one talks about. Self-trust. And let me tell you something up front. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else can fill that gap. Now, self-trust isn't about arrogance. It's not about walking around like you have all the answers. It's about knowing that you can figure things out, even when you don't have the answers yet. It's about saying, no matter what happens, I'll handle it. The first step to building that kind of trust, keep your word to yourself. Sounds simple, right? But think about how many times you said you were going to wake up early, hit the gym, study, stop scrolling, and then didn't. Every time you break that promise to yourself, even in the smallest way, you chip away at your own confidence. You start to believe you can't rely on yourself. And that's where self-trust starts dying. But the good news, you can reverse it, and you don't need a grand plan. Start small. Keep one promise to yourself today. Just one. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's reading 10 pages of a book. Maybe it's getting up when your alarm rings. Do it. Honor that promise. That's the seed of self-trust. Water it daily. Now let's talk about the second layer, self-image. That's the way you see yourself when no one else is watching. It's the picture you carry in your head about who you are, what you deserve, what you're capable of. And let me tell you, your external life will never outgrow the boundaries of your internal self-image. You see someone crushing it in life and wonder, how are they so confident, so consistent? It's not luck. It's not even talent. It's that they see themselves as someone who wins, who shows up, who delivers. And that image becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But here's the trap. If your self-image is stuck in the past, defined by mistakes, failures, and all the times you fell short, it becomes your prison. You start telling yourself things like, "I always mess things up," or "I'm just not that kind of person," or "That's not for people like me." That's not humility. That's self-sabotage dressed as realism. To change that, you have to start speaking to yourself like someone you respect. You have to catch those old narratives and flip them, not with fake positivity, but with truth. Replace "I always mess things up" with "I've made mistakes, sure, but I've learned and I'm getting better." Replace "That's not for people like me" with "If someone else can do it, why not me?" You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to change your mind about who you are. That's not being fake. That's growth. And don't wait for outside validation to do this. Don't wait for people to applaud you, accept you, or understand your journey. That's giving them the steering wheel to your life. Take it back. Drive your own narrative. Also, let's address the elephant in the room. Fear. Fear is always going to be there. You can't eliminate it, but you can stop letting it control you. Most of the time, the fear isn't about the actual outcome. It's about what we'll think about ourselves if we fail. That's why self-trust is so powerful. When you trust yourself, you stop being scared of failure, because failure stops being a judgment and starts being feedback. And that's how you win. Not by avoiding failure, but by surviving it, learning from it, and going again. You want to build a powerful self-image? Start identifying as the type of person who does the hard things, who gets up when it's uncomfortable, who keeps going when motivation fades. That's where pride lives, not in the results, but in the process. Here's something else. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You're not supposed to have it all figured out yet. Nobody does. Everyone's winging it at some level. The difference is, some people trust that they can figure it out as they go, while others are waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect time, or the perfect version of themselves. Newsflash, that version doesn't exist, but you're enough to begin. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. You're going to have days where the doubt creeps in again. Days when the old version of you tries to pull you back. That's normal, but your job is to recognize that voice and not give it the mic. Your job is to keep showing up. Keep choosing growth. Keep betting on yourself. That's the essence of self-trust. Knowing that even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when you're scared, you've got your own back. And over time, that self-image shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who's trying to change and start seeing yourself as someone who does change, someone who creates results, someone who rises. But don't just hear this, apply it. Don't just get hyped, get consistent. Next time you catch yourself doubting your worth, remember this: you've survived every tough day you thought would break you. You've overcome things others don't even know about. You've adapted, adjusted, and grown. You've already got the evidence. You just forgot how to look at it. So remind yourself, you're not broken. You're becoming. You're not lost. You're learning. You're not stuck. You're steadying your roots before the next level. And most of all, you're capable, more than you know. So trust yourself, revamp the way you see yourself, and then act accordingly. Because the moment you start seeing yourself differently, the world will too.